Okay, awesome. Good morning, everybody. Again, my name is JC, your host for Tech Thursday. Today, we're going to be covering open house smart plans. And so I would love it if you could go into your command and follow along. I will share my screen so you can see everything that I'm going to be covering. But today will be specifically about creating a custom smart plan. Now, if you've gone into your command account before, you should see that there are a lot of different smart plans in the library available. So we'll touch base on that as point A, and then we'll move into customizing a smart plan with a specific goal of converting your open house leads. And so I'll talk a little bit about that and um, how to organize before we even move into the process of creating the smart plan itself. But as you can see my screen here, we're in the dashboard of command on the fourth tab below on the left nav bar. Again, if I am moving fast and you have questions, please feel free to come off of mute and just shout it out. Or if you could drop it in the chat, that would be great. I will check it over time throughout the class. Okay. So, in Smart Plans, we have a library that is connected to everybody in the Keller Williams world. So, it's easy to go here and just kind of start searching for what goal you have for this to deploy a smart plan. For us today, we have open house. You'll see tons of different smart plans in here. And I'll go over just the layout and what we're looking at within each card. As you can see, as you hover over, it gives you a preview of what the smart plan entails, what the goal of the smart plan is. For example, this one that we're looking at right in the middle of the screen is APG Open House Smart Plan. It's technically organized, it's typically organized by usage. So the best ones come first. If you want to filter them to the most recent one or the duration, recent one published, highest rating, you can do so with the filter button right above. Now, as we're looking at this APG Open House Super Plan, it is for the duration of 45 days after you set it off and for 15 touches. And touches could be text, email, or a basically a reminder or what we call a task for you to follow up via phone call or however you set it up as. We'll open it up so you can see exactly what touches mean and what the difference with touch and email and text are. But to go quickly into a preview, there's a button right below here that says view steps. So you can see, okay, here's the cadence. Here's what's being deployed within this smart plan. Does this work for me? If I want to choose this and customize it further, I can. I can just start by adding smart plan and then it'll appear in my plans. My plans is right here next to library. But as I'm scrolling through, I'm looking at cadence, I'm looking at the contexts. Okay, yes, I definitely want a mix of text, email, and tasks. A prompt to make a call. These prompts will remind you in your dashboard. Your main dashboard should show all of what is happening within your contacts, within your smart plans. If there was a notification, activity from a client, viewing your email, all of that stuff should be logged in your dashboard, which is at the top of the page. So you will be reminded when there's a task. If there's an email being sent out, you can see how that is being received by the client too, if they open the email. So this really helps us get a pulse on where our buyers are at or where the sellers are at. If you're sending an email to a group of people interested in selling. That might be a topic for a later time. We really just want to focus on our goal of ironing out a smart plan that will deploy after someone visits us at the open house. So if I'm happy with this, I want to add it to my smart plans list and continue editing it from this point on. I will just hit add smart plan and then download right here that icon or pop-up notification saying success, it's been added, confirms that is already imported to this tab on the left-hand side. I hope everybody is still following me okay. I'm going to go in a little bit deeper from this point on. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay. And so in my smart plans, what's stopping me from scrolling is these pop-up notifications introducing text date restrictions. Okay, not for right now. Twilio account is not connected. That's important to know. If you're interested in automated text messaging, Twilio is a third-party app that we need to connect with your command dashboard. This will help you send messages automatically. It is a part of this smart plan that we're going to dive into, which is why I want to talk about it right now. And it is definitely something you want to do, but not a lot. It's not often that people are ready to just start using different tools, and maybe you're comfortable using your cell phone to text, and maybe you don't want to mark it for a different phone number because it will give you a different phone number. It says here, it'll set up a Twilio number for you in the command settings. So learn more to dive deeper into that. It's a third-party app. You can invest as little as $10 to get a few credits. It operates by credits per send. So shorter text messages can really go a long way if you're concise with the messaging, and it can also save you on the expense of paying extra credits. For just a quick count of how many credits or how many text message words, characters, which are just the letters and spaces, will equate to one send. Um, if you go into Twilio, you'll see that they have a chart of how many credits or how much you spend to earn a certain amount of credits. Rule of thumb, 130 characters is one text message credit. 130 characters could be one long sentence. No emojis, no photos. So very simple text messaging service. Okay, so I'm going to X out of this. If you guys want to check this out at your own time, please do. If you have any questions and want to talk to me about it, let me know. Your ASCs also are very helpful and ready and available to assist in office. So let's continue. My people plans are all of the different types of plans under smart plans. We have my people plans and published. People plans are active. You could see a summary of each of the accounts or smart plans, how many contacts are on the receiving end of this smart plan, when was this smart plan created, how long is this smart plan, and how many touches, communication methods are in this smart plan. So that's what that all means. The add contact is a shortcut to add somebody to a smart plan. There are other ways to do it, and we'll go over that today. Edit the smart plan will always be the pencil icon, and this will publish to library. Make a copy, delete. That three buttons, always helpful. We want to find that smart plan that we downloaded so that we can take a look at what is in that smart plan. So it was APG, my APG, open house super plan. It's under people plans. There are tons of smart plans that I have downloaded. So I didn't want to go to the lengths of looking through this scroll bar down here, which can be easier sometimes. But for this case, the search bar really comes in handy. So my APG, that clearly is probably someone's reference to a shortcut phrase, or maybe it's their team, whatever it is. Everything in the smart plan library is basically everybody in Keller Williams can contribute to that library. So you don't know who, unless you're looking at who is the author. It could be anyone in the Keller Williams world. So just looking at this super popular smart plan, downloaded tons of times. So we want to just look and see what this looks like. Looking at the layout of the smart plan editing page, we have, as most editing platforms are laid out, on the left-hand side are widgets or different tasks that you can port in. So I can move this if I drag and drop into the center. And the middle part here is a preview of your smart plan. So it scrolls up and down. This one too. There's not much after add to smart plan. And then on the right-hand side are the details. This is where we will close out our smart plan with adding a trigger tag. That trigger tag is a tag that can deploy the smart plan all together. And some other details here to finish off the smart plan editing process. Okay, so let's go into the timeline, which is in the center, and observe what is being showcased here. If I click on the first task, here we have wait 0 days, meaning as soon as I set this smart plan off to this said contact, as soon as I attach this smart plan to Sarah's contact, in with no time wasted, they get the first task or email. In this case, day one is a task for you to set up a tag with a contact. It's another task to send a video text. Very cool. I like that. I'm gonna probably implement that. And that's the whole purpose of looking out to see what's out there, but to use only what's necessary for us. So that's a cool one I might add today. Create a task, add address and date in notes field. Great, great. Those are all housekeeping items for me. If I wanted to add a day in between that, this is the button to do so. Adding a day means giving us a blank space where we can add in a task or automated email, automated text, maybe add to another smart plan, or add a reminder for you to make a call. Command will not make the call for you. It's just there as a reminder for you to take that action. Let's say I made a mistake here. I want to delete this. I'm just going to click on it. And as you can see, if I'm not clicking on any of these boxes, I see the smart plan details on the right. If I click in on the box, the entire right box changes into details about what is pertaining within that card itself in the timeline on day two, just day two's details. So I'm going to delete that. Delete, don't need it. Coming back to the main goal of going through the timeline. Day two originally has an email. Okay. Thanks for visiting our open house. Thanks again for taking time to chat with me. I truly enjoy what I do, and I'm excited to share what I can. And I'm excited when I can share knowledge of real estate with others. During your visit, I gave you a flyer. This must be his routine. that had a contact information on it, but I know that flyers and cards can get misplaced. Love that. Okay, great. Yeah, and I want to make sure that you have my information with easy to click links. Okay, assuming if you guys were here for the last class, you already know the first step, which is to create that digital QR code that is attached to an open house form. If you want to check out the previous recording, it's on the BKCO Hub and should be you should easily be able, or if you have your email on our Tech Thursday recap list, you should be able to see a summary of what we went over. But anyway, when people give you their information during the open house, log it right away, deploy this smart plan. What this guy's saying here is, I wanted to make sure that you had my contact information with easy to click links. I love that idea. Now we have more information to share. That's what this is saying. In one of the links I'm providing is our website. This is a very helpful tool where you can search for available homes that fit your needs and also request a valuation for your current home. These are all tools that are available to you. You can create your own private account on the website, which I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about that today. Very key in keeping track of where the client is at. If you want, I'm writing right here, to which you can save your favorite homes. You will receive updates of these homes that have any changes, sold, produced price, etc. And then they included their links right below. Alrighty. That was a really important email. The first one is always really important to give a lot of information, resources, um, identifying the importance of your website and how key it could be in the buyer's experience that is necessary. As we know, we need to be guiding people. If we don't ask for them to do something, they're not going to do it. They're not going to go to the lengths of digging through what they could do. So tell them exactly what they should do. Um, as you can see, there are multiple tasks on day two's list, on the day two agenda. One is to send email at any time. If you're somebody who wants to prioritize emails in the morning, you should be able to do that. Sorry, there is a little bit of a issue here with you can't seem to scroll down. There you go. At any time of the day. Now, if I edit, okay, I'm gonna go back because I know I moved a little bit quickly there. Pencil icon, edit. That is your cue. This button will get you into the layout of the email itself. If you want to customize the email further to make it super nice, you're able to create a email design within Command. You're able to import photos and all that type of stuff. But if you want to keep it simple as it is, this is where you would edit. Um, you can't add photos here. You could definitely mention like adding a reference to the first name. So hi Mayra. Um, if you would have a contact attached to this smart plan, they will pull in that in they meaning command will pull in the contact's first name to address them properly by name in the email. So that's always great. Personalization goes a long way. And so there you go. Now we're designing the email. And if I scroll down even further, you could see here where the email is going to go if the person on the receiving end responds. If they respond to this drip campaign, which that's what it is, smart plans, drip campaign, same thing. If somebody responds to this email, they will basically be replying to your email here. If you want to change that, the settings option is below. And if that doesn't work for you or gets too complicated, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Day two, here's where you can adjust the cadence. Day two, anytime you have windows, if you want to shoot for the early morning hours, if you want to shoot for the afternoon hours. And I believe this should adjust too based on the person on the receiving end. If that person is opening the email later in the day, I believe there is some A/B testing, which is going to shift those times. So there's a time window, early morning, if you want to send your email in the morning time, those are those options, not particular to a specific hour. Okay, moving on. Now that we have adjusted all of the settings here, notice these text editing settings above will kind of get you a step ahead in customizing this, but not as far as the designs option. I'm going to close out on this email template. Yes, I haven't applied the changes, but I want to just continue and close it out. Perfect. And then create a task comes up here right below as step 5 to send a real thank you note. If I click on that, you have some ways to adjust the priority of the task. This way, it comes on the top of your notifications. I think I want at this point to really show you where tasks go. So I'm going to go back into command and show you where the home page is and where you can locate your tasks to see how the priority system comes into play. In this first button, right underneath the KW icon on the very top left-hand corner, you'll see home. On this page is where you see your tasks. These tasks are attached to smart plans. These tasks are attached to notes that I've set. I can create tasks within contact cards, but for the sake of this training, I'm not going to go that far. If you want to create a task for yourself, you can do this on your phone as well with your KW app. It's pretty easy. I like it that way because if I'm on the go and I hear something that I need to note down, write a task for myself for later, this button is actually pretty easy to find. But you can also just come in here, create a task for yourself. Da, 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 da. I want to make sure that I call Sarah later on. This doesn't repeat. It is due today. Priority level, high, medium, low. It's a high level task or high priority task. Call Sarah. Get her address for neighborhood drip campaign. You can link this to a contact if you'd like. But then for the sake of this training, just to show you priority settings and all of that stuff, I create that task. It is going to be on high priority, and then I can shift this filter to show priority items first. Okay, now that we have that kind of explained, we know where tasks go, we know what priority level means, where can I even find it? We want to move on. We want to complete this smart plan observation and go through with what's the next step. At the end of the day, all of these are great ways to communicate. This email, awesome. If I want to take pieces of this, copy it into my current smart plan, this is great. Pre-approval gives you a leg up. I would probably adjust the subject line to be a little bit more fun, playful, sound more like you, and then even the copy too. Uh, wordy emails tend to go on the wayside. If you keep it short to the point, I think, oh, there it is, Avenue Property Group at Keller Williams. So it is a team name, APG. All right. Going down even further, now we're at day 10. We've sent out, hypothetically speaking, 1, 2, 3 emails, task to send a thank you note, task to make a call. This will also appear in your taskbar right here. It'll say, make a call to so and so. Call them regarding phone call to JC. And it says, last contact, last name, signaling I can go in there and find exactly who, click on the contact and call from there. Really easy that way, especially if you're using it on your phone too. If you're seeing these notifications pop up on your phone, then you can go boom, click, click, call directly on your cell phone. And so out of 10 days, we've come 7 days. I think I counted this one. 1, 2, 3 emails. In 10 days, we've communicated with 3 emails, 1 thank you note, 1 call. So 3 emails. So 5 times. I feel like I'm calculating that correctly. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 3, 3. Okay. Yeah. So day 10, we'll be sending our 6th email communication or touch. Again, touch can be an email, a phone call, a text message. And then after day 10, there's a bigger gap right here. There's 4-day lag until the next communication is sent out. That does give some breathing room so that you're not bombarding the client with a bunch of messages. It's a very common thing in having these drip campaigns, and that gap gets a lot further, wider. There is another 3-day gap, and then another 4-day gap, 7-day gap. Wait 7 days. And if I click on this, if you want to adjust the wait time, that again will pop up with a pencil icon here so that you can adjust easily what that cadence looks like. Okay, I think I accidentally put up I didn't mean to put up my hand. Lower hand. Okay. All right. And okay, day 28 is what we're looking at right now. We can see the summary of how many communications or touches are made on the right-hand side. 15 touches, 17 steps, which means those 3 in the very beginning were those 3 additional steps that were tasks for you to organize your contact card, adding the correct information, which is pretty customary, not mandatory, customary. Organization. Um, Now we're at day 31. There's a prompt to send a text message. We haven't seen a text message up until this point. This is a great smart plan that purely operates off of the free tools that we have available in Command. No text messages. So that's really nice. I like that because it saves the credits and that could go a long way. Sending a text message here. If you could see on the right hand side as I'm clicking on the button, please let me know. Again, if you guys are trailing off and this is not making sense, I do want to be helpful. Okay. View details. I'm clicking on the contact card itself. I'm noticing here that there is a difference between clicking on the card inside the box of text message and the actual box of the 30 day 31 step. Okay. So, for this case, I want to look at the text message. It's showing me on the right-hand side that my Twilio account is not connected. To send text or receive text messages, I need to subscribe. All right, I don't want to do that right now. So I think I'm okay with taking this, copying it, and then making a task. So in this case, just to slow things down just a little bit more, I'm pulling in from the left-hand side this task button, create a task, dropping it right in the middle, the timeline under day 31. Now I have the ability to create the task and modify it. This is the same way it happens for all of the different icons on the left-hand side, but as I did copy and paste, hi, contact first name, it's Brian with Avenue Property Group at Keller Williams. Just wanted to check in to see if we can schedule any showings for you. Okay, great. Now I want to label the task accordingly so I can know send text to, this is key, add merge tag will help you kind of create some organization in your pipeline, if you will, and add contact first name. Again, add merge tag. This is pulling the information from which the smart plan is attached to contact first name. All right. Mark as a touch task. Description. I can say copy and send. So easy, so simple. I probably don't need to have that name there because I don't want to accidentally send that. So I'm just going to leave it blank. If I want to add a hyperlink, great. What's the best use case for that? My website, probably. Top of mind, always have that handy. And then a schedule, same day. Same day does not mean the same day you started the smart plan. It means the day 31, not the next day after day 31. Okay. So just wanted to make sure that that was clear. That was confusing for, oh, go back, accidentally hit cancel. Just wanted to make sure that that was clear. It was confusing for me at the first time I went in. I was like, that was weird. Same day, like today? No, same day as in what is in the card day 31. So, okay, great. Now I know I'll definitely get a notification. So therefore now I can delete this one task here to send a automated message. I'm trying to delete this one specific text message. Delete. There you go. Okay. Now, as I'm not worried that I'm deleting somebody else's project or somebody else's text message because as I download it into my database, it's completely mine. And I can change the name so I can remember. I definitely want to have um, something else other than my APG that pertains to a different company. So, um, I would probably say JC, Open House Smart Plan, or East Side by location. So many different ways to categorize. Everybody's different. Clearly, I didn't save that, so it went away. All right, East Side, Open House, Super Plan. I like Super Plan. Okay. 17 steps, 15 touches. That seems to be a good number. I like to keep my touches within the first 30 to 45 days, around 11 to 15, 11 to 13. Prior to, I guess, a year ago, there, I think it was easier to just go with about 8 touches per month right after the open house. That would probably be enough. Since so much has changed within the tech industry and ways of communication has changed for the maximizing all potential, that number has gone up a little bit, which means you need to be in front of people a lot more. You need to be in front of people more consistently. So send more messages. I think 15 touches is a great start. So in terms of modifying this, I hope you know where to go to edit the actual email verbiage. If this is the plan that you want to use it. I'm going to start closing this out as I would if I were to be ready to use this smart plan today. And I'll deploy it so that you guys can see the first steps while we work on a different smart plan. So let's set this off with a task or a tag, trigger tag. Add trigger tag already. So I need to be able to create a specific tag that will deploy my smart plan. I'm going to go out of this settings to create a tag and then come back in here to finish this off. But I want to show you this is where we're gonna make those changes. Not clicking on any of these boxes. I'm just basically not highlighting anything on the timeline. Back to the original mode where I can see the modules on the left or the widgets on the left, the timeline, and then the project file notes and details. So it's in this place that I want to edit and add trigger tags. This is not necessary. It is only it's only easier for the functionality of the smart plan. You can save this and deploy it right away without a trigger tag, but it would be helpful to have that and index those tags that you're going to be using for your smart plan. Save them, write them on a notepad, write them in an Excel spreadsheet so you know, okay, great. If I have an open house trigger tag, super plan, it's going to fire this open house super plan. It's a great shortcut. Remove contact when. This is contact. This is a settings where you can modify when a person will be removed from the smart plan. First button is contact replies to email from the smart plan. If someone responds to the smart plan, do we want them to be unsubscribed? If contact responds to an automated text message from the smart plan, do we want them to be removed? I don't think so. Not for this case, as I know there's so much more information down below that pertain to the real estate market. I mean the mortgage resources, pre-approval, the app, what dream neighborhood. These all apply to anybody who is looking for a home, not particularly to anybody's timeline. So I would like to keep them on the smart plan until the end. The end of the smart plan is in 45 days. Unless they opt out, they won't be removed from the smart plan. If you do decide to do this option to remove the contact from the email or from the smart plan, I definitely would create the next step for them so that they can continue to receive your newsletters, that they can continue to stay that you can continue to stay top of mind for them. Alrighty. Before I say, or I'm gonna save this plan, Eastside Open House Super Plan. It's saved. Then I'm gonna go into the next tab over to create a tag. I haven't found the easy way of creating this tag. I just know this way to be the easiest. Contacts, go into a contact card just to retrace my steps. Going into a contact card. Now I have the ability to create a tag. Where is that button? Okay. Pencil icon. And then we go into There should be a tag here somewhere. Add to smart plan. Oh, there's another opportunity to add to smart plan, and so is this one right here. If you go into smart plans, you can see what smart plan is active for this contact. You can add smart plan there. For this case, I really wanted to go in and find, there it is. Okay. Tags right here. If I want to create a new tag, I want to make sure that that is I want to make sure that the tags are organized on my back end so I know how to find this. So I want to create a tag. So I'm just going to go in and start creating one. Open house or east side. I want to align this with the title of the smart plan. That's my way of keeping track of what pertains to what. Then I do create as new. If you want to organize this by color, you can. That makes it a lot easier visually when you're going in to look for that specific tag to deploy. I want to keep mine on the purple and then hit create a tag. I've already created the tag, so it exists. Therefore, I'm going to remove it from here. If I do a quick search, I can find it. It's right there. So that's my cue as I'm done creating the tag in the contact card to go back and add the trigger tag. Again, I pop back into the Smart Plans tab and I hit create a trigger tag. Then I'm going to go in to search for open house and it's right there. Okay. Now I know that this tag will deploy my smart plan. Add trigger tag. We're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. Alrighty. I want to give some time for people to ask questions if they have any questions. If you have any questions. Um, but after we're done saving this plan, I want to see it in action. So I'm gonna go back to my contact card. I always add my name to the dashboard. My name is probably the first contact in my CRM every time I open a new CRM so that I can do test runs like this. So, a few ways to start a smart plan. I'll show you the easiest one just by a quick two-step process. Contact card, or not contact card, the contact page, second icon down from the left nav bar, we have all of these contacts. I can select, I can mass select, and then from that point on, I see icons appear on the bottom. These are shortcuts. In this case, I can add to Smart Plan or I can add tag. Those are your two options. Either way, you're going to find Eastside Open House Super Plan, or you can come here and you know for sure that this is going to deploy the Smart Plan. Before I do that, I want to also show that there are also really great shortcuts right here. Send an email, add a note, or archive. We don't have delete, but we have archive for the contact. I know this is my email, so I think it's safe to say, let's just deploy it. Let's just do it. Okay. East Side, Open House Super Plan. I should receive a task after I get this going because the first step is create a task. Create a task. 08. So as that arrives, in my task bar, I should see some populate right here. It may take a moment, give it some time. Follow up on JC. What is the name of the task itself? Create tag contact with open house. Create task and residential buyer. Okay. So that task should appear here in about probably 5 minutes, nothing more than that. If that seems to exceed that 5 minute time frame and you're not receiving anything on your end, you're not getting that first email. I wish I had an email right here. That's what I wish I had. Then that would be your cue to give me a call. We can work on it together. But going back to the contacts, we've added one person to the Eastside Smart Plan. And now I want to go back into the Smart Plans to show you more features and how to just make sure that went out, that the messages are going to go out. That was um, a smart plan deployed properly. So if you could see here under people plans, this is now at the very top, the last edited, created, because I have that highlighted, that filter, I see what was last created on the very top of my page. And then I can also see at this point who is assigned to this smart plan. That confirms that the smart plan deployed correctly. Last step, and this would be the moment where we create one on our own. The smart plan name is first. So we'll do final open house, or let's do Seattle. I think Seattle open house would be a great distinction by different cities. We can have a different messaging. Alrighty. So remember the goal, remember the cadence, how you want to deploy your smart plan, what tools you want, and then let's make a plan of action right now. I do have I created a quick guide to basically create a custom smart plan using ChatGPT. I think I really am a fan of Claude and Gemini more these days. I'm having a hard time to switch over, but I did create a smart plan. I can send this to you guys and you can have it as homework to try to um, work with this specific cadence. But basically what I asked ChatGPT was to create a 30, and this is that what happens when you use AI and it creates all of this stuff for you. Make sure to double check because it can definitely still make errors like that, adding a random box in within every 5 words. But I wanted essentially, I wanted a 30-day conversion system for open house and only comprised of emails, tasks, and um, a task to call or text so that I can use my phone basically to communicate with them. So, thank you for visiting the open house is the first email. I'm going to use this to iron out my template here. Add email. I'm going to add the title because I just want to have the basis of what I'm going to communicate. Thank you for visiting the open house. Copy, paste right there. Okay. And move things around. Add step. Thank you for visiting the open house. Add step. Task day 2. Okay. Let me organize this a little bit more. You may want to broaden up your screen, just a heads up, because this can get a little bit compressed. Alrighty. Now I want to add a day. Now we have day two. Day two is a task to call or text. All right. Task, call or text, merge tag, first name. We're on a timeline right now. We are on a time crunch. There's 10 minutes left. I need to get this done. And so we're going to do quick copy and paste. Day four. Cool. I'm going to add a day, but I'm going to adjust the weight. If I want to send this out by day four, I'm going to add 2 days of a delay. Now it's on day four. And day four means I want to send an email. So I'm going to bring in email, and I'm just basically creating the guide. This is where I want to start before I go in to customize my language. Day seven, with the goal of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is not enough. I need more. But I can add more within the 30 to 45 day time frame. But to continue, day four is an email. Day seven is a task. All right. Day seven, I want to add a day, add a task. Copy, paste, check in about their home, search. Add the contact name because I want to know who right off the bat. I want to be able to go into command and just see, okay, who am I talking to today? Simple. So for that case, I want to make sure that the contact first name merge tag system is in place and mark as a touch task. Perfect. That's optional. Does really solidify that it is a touch itself. Wait, I'm seeing some errors here. We want to make it the 7th day task. So I'm going to go in and adjust the weight. This is 5 plus 2 or 3 would get me on day 7. Okay, great. All right, that's awesome for that step. Alrighty, I think I might have covered that. Okay, this is easier to see. Market insight. Oops, I'm seeing somebody in the chat. JC, what if there is no reply until day 30? Plan will start over. Yeah. That case, I would add a newsletter at the very end so that they just kind of continue on to the regular newsletter communications that you have. Um, it won't start over automatically, but good question. I love that question. Um, Day 10, boom, add day. What's on day 10? Email. Okay. Email, drag and drop. In email, that's the topic. All right. Save. The day's not looking right. That's supposed to be day 10. I want to click on the box, adjust the wait period, and 8 plus 2 is 10. Oh, 8 plus 3, 7 plus 3. Day 7 plus 3 wait days equals day 10. All right, next step. We're on day 14 and I'm almost done. So adding one more day, that is an email prompt. The cadence is 14 days out. The topic is buyer resources and next steps. That would be interesting. It'd be great to have a PDF handy that you can either send to somebody who's interested and then use that in your smart plan because you already know that there is a market for that resource. There is somebody who is needing that resource specifically. And then again, with the duration, doesn't really align already. So I'm going to go in, jump in with the pencil icon, and then a 10 plus 4. is 14. All right. The next one is a task. Check financing and lender status. That's great. That'll put them, that will wake them up and be like, wait, I don't have a lender, or what do you mean by my financing status? They might just give you a call. That's a great scenario. If they didn't, if they do, I hope that they respond at that point, because then that's where the real questions come about. Day 15, not sure that's right. It's actually day 17, so I'll wait to change that. But then that is a task step. Within this task step, I want to add in check financing, lender status of contact first name. Add step. We have 2 minutes left. I'm rushing through this. I'm going to send this out to you. Please drop your email in the chat if you haven't been receiving any of my emails about Tech Thursday summary, because I'll have the chart and a couple other resources along with a summary of today's class. What am I doing here? Changing the cadence. Alrighty. 15, 14 plus 3 is 17. Save changes. Now, 20 is an email. Add date. Add date. Add email. Come on, command. Don't slow me down. Add step. And if you guys have any questions or want to meet up to create a personal approach to smart plans, I've had instances where people are going to workshops and want to have a follow-up system. Same deal. You're just creating a new goal. You're just ironing out a new goal. So 17, 18, 19, 20. We want 3 delayed days. And then add in a day where we have a task. So that task could be a call to invite them to a buyer consultation. Task name, contact first name, add step. We're on the mark, day 24. Gotta edit this so we can go on with our day having accomplished all our goals. So day 4, great. One more thing. Last is the final check-in and offer to help. At this point, I'm going to follow along and add them into a newsletter drip after this email and show you how that happens. If they don't respond, if this email approaches that 30-day mark, and I want to keep them on the hook, but in a different way. I want to keep them on my newsletter drip campaign. Delay is not for 30 days, it's for 6 days. So doing a little math, doing a little writing. Now we've arrived at the end of our smart plan. I want to add another day, and at that very last day, add smart plan. This is where I will integrate another newsletter or neighborhood drip campaign or 6-month just looking October newsletter. There are a ton of ones that we've created in the past. I'm just going to put this on for right now so you can see what happens at that point. I at this very moment, I am done. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to save this Seattle Smart Plan, Open House Smart Plan, get this out to the next buyer interested in a house in Seattle or people who are attending my open house. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'm here and available and looking forward to seeing you guys on next Tech Thursday. Thank you. Hope this was helpful. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Jamie. Nice to see you. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Mayra. Mayra's my cousin's name. So I feel like we know each other already. All right, awesome. Have a great day, you guys. Take care. Bye.